Want to get started with just a cell phone but don't know how? Well, today I'm going to show you the exact setup I used when I started my YouTube channel 2 years ago and what I still use today. Hey everybody, I'm Dee Dee and I started my YouTube channel with just an iPhone, but it came with some challenges, so let's talk about the equipment that you might need to go with your cell phone. We're going to talk about the settings you should use, how to record properly, and the challenges that you might face. I'm going to give you everything I did to get through those challenges. Challenge number 1, all you need is your cell phone, right? You've heard many people on YouTube say this, but is it really true? I mean, technically you could just use your cell phone, but you're going to need a way to prop it up and support it to get a good video. You could use boxes or you could use books, but if you can afford it, I really suggest that you get a tripod. Now, here's the tripod that I got. I don't know if you can see it very well. I'll show you some B-roll of the tripod. Very inexpensive. It was $23.99 on Amazon. Now, this is the very first tripod that I bought. And then I bought another one, just like it. I have a head on it that I'll explain in just a minute. You want to make sure this is tall enough so that if you're sitting down or standing up, it will reach. This one extends to 62 inches. I can use it while I'm standing. I can collapse it down. It opens here. I could collapse it down and use it on the table. It would still be pretty much at eye level. So this is a really good one, guys. I don't know who makes this thing, but I'll link it in the description below. And the really cool thing about this is they come with a little Bluetooth starter. So with your cell phone on the top, you can always use the Bluetooth to start the recording. So that's a really handy thing there. All right, so I also ordered a phone clip, something like this. This sucker was about $8, but I'm not a big fan. But you just, the little button there, you put your cell phone in it and you clamp it down. So you screw it onto the top right here. Let's screw it on. And then you just clamp your cell phone to it. Like that. And go. There you go. Okay. Then you open it up. And you're ready. But see, here's where the trouble comes in. I had trouble getting this thing level. So I actually started scouring the internet looking for something that was a little more efficient for me. And what I found on Amazon, again, was this. It's a magnetic phone clip. Now, back in the day, 2 years ago, I didn't have the magnetic back like I do now, currently on my cell phone. And I'll show you here, you know, the rings. These are kind of pricey, y'all. I mean, I want to say this one was about $30 for this case, but this is my cell phone that I use every day. So I didn't have this. So what I did was got a really cheap phone case here. It was $6 and maybe $1 for the magnet, and I glued it on. So that way, bam, it just clicks right on. No fiddling with anything. And then if I need to level it this way or this way, because a lot of people don't realize that your camera can be just a little off left or right, and as you look on the screen, it'll go down. And I'll try to show you some examples of this on the screen. So it'll look uneven on the screen. So that's why I really like the magnet, so I can kind of piddle with it and make sure it's right. Okay. They also have these kind that screw down. I'm definitely not a fan of this one, so watch out for this one because you literally have to screw your phone on. And my husband's a little bit of a find a better mousetrap kind of guy, so he's constantly looking for better ones of these. And the most recent one we found was this one here. This one's by Ulanzi. I will link all these in the description below. This one's pretty quick. Snap, it's on there. But I think what he liked about this one was the fact that you could open it up and clamp your phone onto this one as well. But yeah, so that's what we use. But for me personally, I've only bought one. He's probably bought 10, but I've only bought one. So you really only need one when you find the right one. So I just slap it on the camera and move it around with ease. Makes my life so much easier. So challenge number 2 is your phone memory and the storage. This is one that I don't think a lot of people think about initially. I record in 4K, 30 frames per second. I cannot say that. 4K, 30 frames per second, and in cinematic mode for a nice blurry background. 4K takes up a ton of storage on your phone though, and I found that if I film in 4K, I can get a really high quality video. Even if I upload it to YouTube in 1080p, it still comes out looking really well. I'm okay with 1080, it looks pretty good. I don't suggest uploading in 4K because it takes forever. So if you're seeing that your videos are taking a long time to download to your laptop or upload to YouTube, it may be because of the settings on your phone. It uses a ton of storage on your phone. So this is another thing that a lot of people don't think about, is how much storage you have on these cell phones. Now, my personal cell phone has 128 gigs of memory. And you can find this by going into your settings, you go to general, and then you go to iPhone storage, and it will tell you here, if you can see that, how much memory you have. I don't have much left. I've got less than 26 gigs left on my phone. So it's very hard to record a really long video on my cell phone and have enough space, because what will happen is if you run out of space while you're recording, the video will just shut off. And if you're facing away from the camera like this, you're not gonna have any way to know it. So what a disappointment to get halfway through your video and you're downloading it and you're watching it and it's gone. Then you have to start all over again, or at least record the sections that you missed. So what I did, and this is not something that everybody has this luxury, I know, but my husband on his job, they give him a cell phone, and when they upgrade, he did not have to turn his cell phone back in. So he actually gave me his cell phone, which was free and clear. I'm not sure how much memory this one had. I'll take a look. So he gave me this cell phone. I actually put it on airplane mode, and I'll tell you why I did that as well. But if you have a ton of pictures and videos already on your phone, you're gonna really find that you're gonna spend some of your time deleting that stuff off of your phone. And that's not fun, to sit there while you're trying to video and delete pictures that you may or may not actually want to get rid of, especially if you're batch filming. Now, if you have a laptop or a computer, you can download each video once you're done and then move on and then delete it from your phone. I hate deleting stuff from my phone. I mean, it's just, I feel like it's just gone forever. Another tip here is once you delete something off of your phone, don't forget to go into your deleted folder and also delete it there, because it is still taking up memory. So once you delete it, it goes into a deleted file on your picture page where you look at your pictures. Once it gets into that deleted file, you need to delete it from there as well, because you can bring it back to life. So it is still taking up memory on your phone. So this solved problem number 3 for me as well, phone calls and interruptions. I would often forget to put my phone on silent or the do not disturb, and I'd have a text or somebody would call me and during the recording, and it would either make that beep beep sound in the recording or the call would shut the whole thing down. So having this extra phone really solved this problem for me. But if you don't have the extra phone and don't have it in your budget, be sure you don't forget this step. If you're thinking though that I'm telling you to buy another phone, that's definitely not it at all. Because before I bought a cell phone, I would be looking into a camera. You can get a really decent camera for under $500. And a cell phone's going to cost a whole lot more than that. So now let's talk about the actual recording. You will definitely want to use your back camera here for this. The quality is just so much better. And I know this will be one of the hardest parts because you can't see yourself. And I know that they have some new fancy gadgets out there that hook onto your phone, but personally, I don't want to spend that money. If you have a MacBook or an iPad, you could probably mirror your screen and you could see yourself in the MacBook or the iPad. But here's the way I do it. So it's not fun. There is a lot of getting up and sitting down. I put my phone on the tripod and then I put it in place and I adjust it to where I think it needs to be. And then I hit record. Well, then I go sit down or stand up in front of it and I record a few lines. And then yes, I walk back over in front of it, stop it, check it to see if I'm in frame. If I'm not, I adjust it. And I continue to do this till I'm in the right spot. Now, this is not always fun, but this is the only way that I have found that truly works to make it where you're in the right frame. I usually like for my head to be around the top of the frame. So think about having grid lines on your camera. You kind of want to be in the top of that grid line. You don't want to be way down in the middle. You want to be up a little bit higher. Frame yourself accordingly. So at this point, you also need to be checking for your sound. On a cell phone, that's another problem. If you're too far away, that sound really gets kind of grainy and not so great. And the thing about sound, yes, once it gets to your MacBook or your computer, you can turn the sound up. But you're not really doing anything unless when you get it to your editing software, you're increasing the sound in your editing software. Because what's going to happen is if you leave it where it's at and you just turn the sound up so you can hear it on your computer, once it uploads to YouTube, it's going to be back to that softer level. And then when a commercial hits, people, first of all, they're going to turn their TV or their phone up so that they can hear you. And then when a commercial hits, boom, it's going to blow them away. You should ask me how I know this, because I'm a very soft speaker. That's why I had to get the microphone. And people would comment on my videos and say, we can't hear you, we can't hear you. We want to watch, but we can't hear you. And so I had to figure out a solution, and that was my solution. So always check your sound before you hit record for the final time. Make sure it's going good there. So the closer that you can have that camera to you, the better the sound is going to be. Now, if you can afford it, there are plenty of inexpensive lav mics on Amazon. However, a lot of those have cords. We have tried out a few of the inexpensive wireless mics, and they just didn't do a great job, and I just didn't have the confidence that they would be on when I needed to be. So I did buy the DJI mic minis, and this is the case that it comes with. I'm using it right now. It comes with a receiver and 2 transmitters. This was, I think, was about $150. And that's a little pricey, but I've been doing this for 2 years. So I did use the money that I make off my other channel. I have invested in this channel so that I could afford to buy the things that I need. But there are some great mics out there. You just need to test them out and return what you don't use. Don't keep it. I'm so bad about that. So once you get your video recorded, I suggest watching it in its entirety in case you need to refilm it. You could always edit, but sometimes you need to refilm parts. It happens. I mean, we forget to say something important, or maybe your husband yells at you asking, honey, what's for dinner? You could just leave that in there if you wanted to. And that's it. That's how I do it, y'all. This whole gig is one big experiment in itself. Just be patient and be ready for all the tech challenges. But I figured out a lot of them, and I'm gonna be sharing them with you over the coming weeks. I hope you found this helpful, and let me know what you're stuck on right now and maybe what's holding you back. I'll try to find a solution for you if I don't have it already. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you found this video helpful, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.